Orcus, like standard Orcus boards to see how like the deck would handle it, and there were just so many negates
Mm-hmm.
that it was almost impossible to play through with any sort of consistency. So, as you know, I tried to go for a bit of an Orcus side, and then everyone sold their Orcus cores.
If that is not my luck.
Yeah, found myself in a bit of an awkward position.
Ah, you know
Uh,
what? It's Zoo format. Everyone's playing Zodiac. Plays 9 Paleo players in a row.
So I've just looked at the Thunder Drag Colossus on TCG Collector. Unfortunately, it's on, and there's New Zealand dollars, of course, 45 NZ. So, like, I mean, that's a lot better than it's been, for sure. Um, but, yeah, still a little bit pricey where I am. I'd probably have to try and trade for it if I was trying to get something locally.
You said it was MZN?
MZN?
MZN,
No.
okay. I'm trying to calculate it over here to dollars.
Oh, yeah, NZD.
NZD, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what makes our friendship so difficult, is you're on the other side of the planet.
I think that's
Okay.
also what makes it pretty special too, though.
So you said it
Like,
was 45 your way,
yeah,
so... Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. That's $30 my side. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. That's $90 for a playset. Fuck that. I agree with where you're at. Fuck that. I wouldn't pay that either.
mm,
Um, so I also want to pick your brain a little bit before we go live, and I can't talk about this anymore. As you know, I'm going to jump on the ban list hype wagon because that's what I do. And I thought of an interesting way to hit Orcus, but also the whole like, oh, well, apparently we're live right now. Thank you,
we're live.
YouTube.
Oh,
Sneak
okay.
peek. Oh, well, you want to do the intro late,
Hello,
man?
everyone. Yes, I will do a quick intro.
Oh God.
I will use a little bit of Te Reo here, which is Maori, the native language of New Zealand. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. I am the casual Kiwi, and welcome one and all to the Scrub Tier YGO 100 subscriber special.
I feel blessed. All right, let
I'm
me
so
put it
glad.
in my southern native tongue. Hey y'all, welcome back over. No, I ain't gonna do that. What's up, you guys? It's Sir Scrub here, bringing you some more Scrub Tier Yu-Gi-Oh! And today we're celebrating me hitting 100 subscribers, and we're bringing you my good friend, the Casual Kiwi, has graced me with his presence. I'm so
Hello,
happy
everyone.
to be hanging out with him. We're obviously having a good time, and you guys are gonna get a sneak peek at my upcoming ban list video. This is one hit that I want to talk about that I was sitting here stirring it around in my head thinking, because the whole idea when you're creating a ban list is trying to hit things but not create a tier 0 format. If you hit Sky
Yeah.
Striker, you hit Thunder Dragons, and you hit Salamangreat, Orcus is going to butt fuck everybody. So you got to find a way to kind of balance the format out. And what I came up with was limiting Fogblade.
Limiting Fog Blade.
Because when you think about it, Orcust really abuses the Phantom Knight engine, and the Phantom Knight engine is so strong because Rusty Bardiche gets you to 2 Fog Blades immediately, provided you haven't drawn into one or haven't gone into your other Phantom Knight things. So this one monster can bring you to 2 negations. But if you limit Fog Blade to 1, Bardiche can still dump like your boots or your cloak, and you can still get a search, but you can't search for a second Fog Blade, making it to where, Bardiche can't basically search you 2 negates by itself. You can still play the engine, it still can put out disruption, but it's no longer, link into Mermaid, link into Galatea, link into Bardiche. Bardiche is 2 negations, then you got your Dengirsu combo on top of that. It brings the board down a notch, and also keeps it to where the whole Bardiche Phantom Knight engine isn't more widely played, because the Phantom Knights are warriors. So if you hit like Thunder Dragon, Sky Striker, and all that, warriors come back. Oh, Phantom Knights are warriors. Guess we can go into Bardiche in the middle of our combo, get 2 Fog Blades, and then you link you. with the Trigate and other nightmares on board. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of allows them to take that board to a whole nother level. But limiting Fogblade kind of checks the whole thing without making it unplayable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think Phantom Knights are getting closer and closer to that point where if they keep getting hit by the ban list, the pure PK players out there are not going to have many options.
They're going to hate
They're going to
me.
get the Dragon Ruler treatment.
My thing about it is, I feel bad for you as a Phantom Knight player, but at the same time, if only the Phantom Knight players were the ones doing it, it wouldn't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be talking about it all the time. Okay, so little spoilers for the next coming months out of the way. Let's go ahead and get me to drum up some support. You've tweeted about my live stream before I have.
Indeed, yes. Just sent out a tweet now.
Casual Kiwi beat me to the punch over here, making me look bad on my home street. No, I'm playing. Oh, God. Inception again. All right. We're good. Sighting in progress. I haven't even been paying attention to this match.
Okay, so is this you playing here, or are we spectating?
I'm just watching.
Someone? Okay.
I'm mainly going to watch on here because I want to spend more of my time just kind of hanging out and not... It's kind of hard to talk to people, answer questions, and do well in dueling at the same time. If I can type, that'd be great. Oh my God. But yeah, it's been pretty exciting over here. My good buddy Curry Nation let me do the guest upload on his channel. That really, really helped me out. And then,
I saw that. It got a really good reception.
Yeah,
looking at the comments.
He did really fantastic with the thumbnail, too, and it kind of made me feel bad, which is why I've been trying to step up my thumbnail game, because his looked amazing, and then the rest of mine are like a card with an X on it, and I'm like, you know what? That kind of looks like trash now. So I've had to step my game up a lot. Let me also go ahead and annoy my family and post to it on Facebook. I try not to talk about it on my personal social media because none of my family plays Yu-Gi-Oh! So, it's like, we don't care.
I have a bit of a confession to make. My family doesn't actually know that I still play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Really?
If I ever mention it, they think, oh, it was that children's card game you played, like, back in primary school, you know?
Oh, no.
I've never found a moment to broach the topic with them properly.
No,
I'm a little bit in the closet there with my my Yu-Gi-Oh pastime.
My dad texts me like around Christmas time. Hey, what Yu-Gi-Oh cards do you want for Christmas? Like it's just the go-to thing to get me. He never gets it right. I love him to death, but they don't know what they're doing. I can't hold it against them. Am I the only person that sees Pot of Desires comes down and just has to ash it? You just can't pass up the opportunity to not ash Desires. A little bit of factoid there. You ever dueling against me and you want to bait Ash, just play Desires. Guaranteed to bait my Ash Blossom every time. Whether it's deserved or not. Oh, man.
See, this is the thing. If you're playing Cup of Ace...
You don't have to worry about
that. They ash that, no problem.
No drawbacks. Okay.
Exactly.
There's
it's
some
like
some headcanon there. Okay. I see what you're saying. That's been the biggest issue. You know what? Maybe not do that. That's been the biggest issue with me is I don't like Desires. Not because I'm scrub or anything, but because I have shit luck with Desires. I always banish the shit that I want and then draw into like more Desires, and it's a waste of my time.
When everyone was playing Pot of Desires at locals, that was like the most common free win I could get, is where someone would desire down to like their last 10 cards or so,
just deck them out,
and then deck out.
That reminds me, back when Max C was legal, Max C used to be my win con when I played World Chalice. Straight up, my friends used to love to sit here and just watch me play on Dueling Book, just deck people out. Like, I've gone beyond trying to U-board you. You drop Max C, time for me to deck you out. And I would, oh my god, back in the Zodiac days. I really Zodiac is an interesting thing to me. I feel like Drident could come back to 1 and Rat could go to 3 provided Broad Bull stayed banned. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Yeah.
like Broad Bull was really what kind of made the deck insane.
I think the problem with Zodiac coming back is still just how exploitable it is, especially with how Link format has become so easy to, spam out those arrows and then get multiple monsters on board. It'd be so easy to have all your other combos going and then have an additional,
Just like
rat
Monster
hero or two
Reborn a
on
rat
board.
on top of everything else just to go into
Yeah.
Trident. But I
you
mean,
know,
I don't know. From my perspective, it's like nobody's playing like Mist Valley Apex Avion, even though Saryuja can summon it for free and it's a free negate, you know? I mean, it saw playback in Pendulum format, but it's just like, would you rather have the. Can we take a timeout for a second? This duel, this guy had winter cherries while he just watched this Salamangreat player go off and just didn't use it.
I mean, does he have the? Oh no, here it comes now.
Why didn't you do that like normal summon Foxy? Chain winter cherries. Anyway, but like the whole thing about it is like I don't really see with all the crazy stuff that we have now, Thunder Dragon, Sky Striker, and all that kind of stuff. I don't see people throwing in 3 Rat and 3 Barrage into everything just because like yeah, it can, do like you said and give you just that extra piece of fuck you on top of
Mm,
an already crazy board. But at the same time, if you see it in your opening hand, that's kind of one of those things you want to see at the end of your combos. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Which, like, for example, my Endymion list, I have the Guard Dragon engine in there. I hate seeing dragons in my opening hand. It's part of the risk of running them because, like, Crusadia Guard Dragon is a dead card until Saryuja hits the board, and stuff
Mm.
like that. Ooh, Guru Stun. I've done a video on both of these decks. Shameless plug.
Well, this actually comes to one of the more channel-related questions because I'd been thinking about questions to ask you too, Scrubbed here,
Oh, awesome.
and I was looking through your library a little bit, and I came to your "How to Beat Crusadia Guard Dragon" video.
Oh, that video's a little dated.
It maybe a little bit, but again, everything has its, place in Yu-Gi-Oh history.
Oh, God.
But the particular thing was more around the editing choices you made on that video.
Oh, God.
Because I believe this was the one where you had the power outage.
Oh.
Where it faded to black and you had the woman come up saying, was it like starting?
Restarting is what it was.
Restarting, yes. That was curious, Grumtier. It piqued my interest.
That was a Okay, this has since been abandoned, so I don't mind talking about it now. At
Okay.
the time, I was thinking of introducing a new quote-unquote character to the channel,
Ooh.
and I wanted it to be like a virus. You know what I mean? It was like hacking into my
Ah.
videos and like fucking things up until this new character popped out. I never really settled on a name nor an idea. And by the time I made the Crusadia video and had that little mistake in there, I kind of like had writer's block on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, I know.
The idea that I worked around with was I wanted to name him, and you're gonna laugh at this because I'm it seems corny now. I was gonna name him. Don't laugh at me.
I'll try
Captain
not to.
Competitive.
Okay.
And
Okay. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at that.
my original thought was, the majority of my content is how to beats, specifically on how to beat decks. I was going to have Captain Competitive, for lack of a better term, talk about more overarching strategies. You know what I'm saying? Not like a specific deck, but like how to beat stun decks or how to beat combo decks, stuff like that. And it just kind of it didn't seem right. I doubt it'll ever make that character, quote unquote, will ever come back. It was just something I toyed around with at the time that
Mm.
now seems kind of foolish. Hindsight being what it is.
Oh no, I think that, like I understand why you decided to. First of all, just quickly, can I say like hi there to our Team Chaos
Yeah,
stream in the
yeah.
chat over here?
I know, right? Blowing
Glad you
us
could
up.
make it.
I know.
He messaged me today as well. He was the first to break the news that I also hit 100 subscribers
I
today,
know. I'm
which is
so
pretty exciting.
happy.
Yeah. And I have Team Castro to thank for letting me know that just after I'd woken up and was getting on the Skype call. So
He did the
thank you
same
so
thing
much
to
for that,
me. I
man.
was like at work and he messaged me on Twitter and was like, "Congratulations on 100 subs." And I was like, "What? No one told me about this. Hold on. You're not
No, it
allowed
was
to do
such an
this without
awesome
my
feeling.
information, damn it."
But going back to your idea though, I feel like oftentimes with Yu-Gi-Oh channels, we have the tendency to fall into the same patterns that we've seen other channels do before.
Yeah, it's very hard
Um,
to innovate.
yeah. There's so much history there, going all the way back to like Galactic God and some of the
Oh my
older
god, the goat.
YouTubers. Exactly. They inspired so much that, innovating now, you've got to think of these more out of the box ideas. And I think where you made the right call and not carrying it on too much is that I think with these kind of introducing characters and things, you do have to have them a little bit planned out in advance because eventually they'll take on a life of their own, and people will have their own thoughts about, what these mean. And
Yeah.
they'll have their own kind of reputations and everything.
Honestly, it was I see exactly what you mean because my my personal YouTube idol, Yugi Nono, he kind of fell into that, with his Eugene character. And I'm
Mm.
not even gonna lie, he had me fooled. I thought the whole time Eugene was another person because he had this long hair and this majestic beard, and Eugene just didn't. And I was like, "There's no way he is photoshopping this majestic beard out of every video." Like it never once occurred to me that it was the same person. And once he pointed it out, I was truly flabbergasted. And I kind of had that same issue trying to create Captain Competitive. Again, lack of a better term. Don't quote me
Mm.
on that.
Yeah, I think with Yugi Dono, like he clearly I think wanted to move on to different projects, but
Yeah,
he was so synonymous with the Eugene character
exactly.
that he,
He
he
couldn't
he
really
wanted to
move
keep
past it.
that with him. Yeah, and I think that led to a lot of people being confused as to like. Is this a continuation of Yugi No No? Like, is this a
What the
separate
hell is
thing
going
entirely?
on? But yeah, like I said, it's just I couldn't really come into a way of like, because I'm not working with the best editing software. I don't even have Photoshop on my computer, so I don't really have the technology to be able, or the know-how, because don't don't let looks fool you. I am not good with computers. I am straight up freeballing all of this shit. I'm learning as I go on all of this, and I don't have the knowledge nor the technology to be able to do something like that. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm not good at voices. It's just I wouldn't know what voice to give a different character other than the deep fried country redneck that any southern male can make.
I mean, you were saying it was a virus, right? So maybe it could have
Having like
like
a computered
like
me
an
and Casual
AI
Kiwi
voice or
gonna
something.
be collaborating here on a new character. Okay, I'm tired of Salamangreat versus Guru Stun. I clicked on the same duel. Fuck my life. That's an important distinction that I make. It's just something I point out because I know a lot of people would call Cat stop would call something like True Draco or Guru Control a control deck. But in my definition of a control deck, it's meant to like control the board. Let me put it in a different way. Like if you took Guru Stun, as I call it, and you took out all of the Subterra cards and put in like Barrier Statues and
Tindangles.
Fossil Dyna, you'd call that a
Mm,
stun deck, wouldn't you?
yeah.
But if you put Subterras in there, it's suddenly a control deck. You know what I'm saying? It's a stun deck at the end of the day. But that's just the way I look at it. So here we have Orcust versus Sky Striker on screen right now. I love the concept of Sky Striker. I'm not skillful enough to execute them, as much as that hurts me to say.
Yeah, they're a real duelist archetype kind of thing. You know, you've got
they're
to
a
time it
Yu-Gi-Oh
right.
player's deck.
Yeah. I mean, I often, feel that and this is not meant to be like a humble brag, but I feel like deck building is my wheelhouse. When it comes to the actual dueling itself, I've still got plenty to learn.
Uh,
Uh, I don't know if you've seen my win-loss ratio from last year from
God.
locals, but it wasn't amazing.
We'll just look at my
So that
win-loss on here on Dueling Book. Let's see here. Actually, I'm in the positive. That's better than I thought it was going to be.
Hey, wins all round for the 100 subscriber special.
Woohoo! I'm pretty good at analyzing a deck. I'm just not so good at deck building. You know what I mean? Like, I'm scrubbed here Yu-Gi-Oh! All the way. I may not live up to my name all the time. I don't exactly put Cup of Ace in every deck, if you know what I'm saying. But
I'm still waiting for you to take the Cup of Ace challenge, man. I would love to see your take on it.
I've been toying around with the idea. It's just the biggest thing that I feel like when you're looking at a card like Cup of Ace is not necessarily how to abuse the positive effect, because any deck in the world can abuse a free pot of greed. It's more like how to punish it if it goes bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It does need the right deck, the right setup. Also,
and I think like
welcome
Trick
to the
Stars are
stream,
just about the
Vinecode.
only way you can do that. Ooh. Ooh. Looks like we have Endymion versus Hand Trap. Did we just get a Joel turn skip?
See, it's funny from my perspective because I'm listening to you on Skype and there's a slight lag with the live stream.
Oh my god.
So you've got the insider scoop on this. Like, I'm just looking at this and I'm like, Spellbook Blue Eyes? Like, what's going on here? Oh, here we've got a Trickstar player. Let's see if they're playing
I love Trickstars in concept. I have a love-hate relationship with Trickstars because I love playing Trickstars, but I fucking hate playing against them. Just 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. Stop. Just kill me in one turn and get it over with. Stop poking me, Yata Garasu. Let me die. But I love playing them because they're hyper aggressive, which is one of my... If I'm not going like stun or combo, aggression is just the way to go. Just go second, try and put as much damage out there as possible, and kill the fuck out of them, you know? I mean, I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was 4 years old. So back in the day, it was fusion summoning from the main deck using polymerization that,
The
playground
rules. The first kind of deck I put forward at a tournament was like 50% fake cards, and they all got stripped out by the judge on the day who noticed this. But thankfully I was playing like 80 cards, so I still had a deck.
You were good.
And my whole, I didn't really have a strategy, but the one game I won was like Neo Aquamador in defense. And then,
my God,
they
attack into it.
They attack into it, and then after that, I activate Condemned Snake Syndrome and Skill Drain. And I just hope that they never have it out.
I
love it.
Wait. My first actual competitive deck that I could say I played competitively was on Dueling Book. It was all the way back in Pepe format. Oh, God. I played Domain Monarch Stun against full power Pepe for like the 3 weeks it was legal. If you go second in that matchup playing Monarchs, you lose every time. You can't break that board. There's no contest about that. But if you go first, a Domain Lock is a motherfucking bitch for most decks to deal with.
Now this actually leads into another question I had, which I hope you forgive me for this question because
I'm scared.
you might not remember it too well, but do you remember that Monarch deck
Oh
that
God.
I uploaded? That was the guest upload by my good friend Metasheet420, who I haven't actually heard much from recently. But do you remember that? I think you left a comment on that video.
Oh God. I would have to go back and look. Here, I'm on your channel right now. Let me go. Ow. Ow. Bless you, kitty. Ow, you
Because
okay?
I know it was quite nostalgic for you, that one, from your comment.
Which one was it? Lair of
It,
Darkness featuring 5 rainbow, totally time lords.
no, it's a bit further forward. It was hang on, I'll find it.
I
It
see
was
it. I got you.
yep.
Oh, I'd have to rewatch it. What did I even say? It's been so long. We have such a big history, you and me.
We really do, honestly. Like our first when we did that collab, I think I was at like 19
Yeah, I
subscribers.
was barely into the 20s, if at all, back then.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this guy's really cool. I'm not even
That
gonna
was
lie,
early days.
dude. To me, as
Mm.
an American, it's your accent that gets me every time.
Oh,
Because
dude.
when you're doing a deck profile, the way that your accent to my American ears says the word deck, it sounds like a slang term for a penis. So every
Yeah,
time
I've
you say deck, I hear dick, and I just die every time. I'm sorry, it's not why we should be friends, but I love it, and I fell in love with your channel instantly. I love someone
thank
that can
you.
make me laugh, and just as soon as I heard you, Kaor, I'm the casual Kiwi, and welcome to my Time Lord dick profile, I was dead. I was in tears. I was like, oh my god, I have to make this man my friend.
Yeah, I've gotten that before. I've had comments saying that on one of my profiles, and I think there's something to it. With the subtitle generator, maybe it's got a bias against Kiwi accents, but the auto generator always corrects it to Dick. So uh,
I'm just waiting for the day that someone finally comments on my video about my southern accent and calls me a deep fried redneck or something. I don't know, but I'm from the southern United States, so we have a really as far as southern males go. I don't have an accent. Like, I have people around here where I live ask me where I'm from, but I'm sure to the rest of everyone, I sound like I'm just got a big old fat dip in my. That's the difference for me, because I don't hear that when I talk. I don't hear, you know what I'm saying? Like it's deep fried and covered in gravy. That just it doesn't hit my ears. I'm just
I think Team Chaos Streamer's got some love for your accent there, so
oh,
you're in
I feel
good company.
gracious. Oh my god. So I'm gonna have to rewatch this Monarch deck profile. It's been so long. I see that I have a like on it. Oh God, published April 1st, 2019. That was 12
Yes.
lifetimes ago, Casual Kiwi.
Well, I would say, hang on a second, just let me check what would be the best timestamp to. If you jump to like, uh, give me a second here. If you jump to like 2 minutes 40, and you just pause on that, you'll understand why I'm curious about your comment for this
I
video.
see exactly what you're talking about. I saw a Metaltron, now I see diagrams. I'm seeing my bread and butter plays here.
Yes, no, I was very interested to see what your response was going to be to that particular video scrub here, because I knew that as much as you love Monarchs, you really love True Draco,
Here's the
which
thing
is
about it. When it comes to I remember when True Draco first got announced, and everybody took one look at it and was like, Monarchs are now Tier 1 again! And then that fell on its face. Um, because it's strictly because of the hits on the ban list. If Pantheism was at 3, if Aether was at 3, Monarch True Draco would absolutely be a viable deck. But as of right now, if you try and mix True Draco and Monarchs with the hits they have on the ban list, you're really just better off playing pure True Draco.
yeah, well,
Honestly.
that's
Monarchs are
the thing.
just so inconsistent and they just gum up your hands so bad. You're just better off playing pure True Draco. If you're
Yeah,
going the
no,
stun route anyway.
so that's the thing. Because it was an April Fool's video, it was a true Draco profile, but he's running three Monarchs Erupt,
So it's a
three Monarchs
monarch,
Stormforth,
quote
and the
unquote.
Pantheism. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, see, the thing about it is the decks definitely do have some synergy because Ignis Heat has Monarch stats. He's level 5, 24 in
Yes.
attack,
Yes.
1,000 defense. So, like, he fits for your tenacity. He fits, all of your Monarch supports work with Ignis Heat. The only
Mm.
problem is Ignis Heat is not Masterpiece. There's
I
just
mean, if
nothing you can do
anything,
about that.
truly masterpiece, you know. That was such a good card, and
He,
so accessible in True Dracos.
I love Masterpiece. Probably the best boss monster, in my opinion, this game has ever seen. But Masterpiece has to be banned. As much as I personally would love the boy to come back, I got a playset sitting in my binder for the day that it happens. I've already got it. I'm ready to go. But it's just not gonna happen. Not anytime soon, at least. It's just he's too strong. Honestly, you can't even put Masterpiece at 1 because it's recyclable and so easily searchable. And now we have Crackdown. Crackdown is a 1-card Masterpiece. It's literally like you activate Crackdown, it's a monster trap immune Masterpiece right there. Boom. And you don't even have to tribute your own monster for it. So Masterpiece just can't come back. As much as I love him and want him back, he just for the fact that they're trying to push Sky Strikers. You make a monster spell immune Masterpiece against a Sky Striker player, and they just scoop. They can't deal with that. They have no outs. They Sky Striker would have to start main decking Kaijus just to deal with Masterpiece, because otherwise the deck can't deal with it. So yeah, of course they had to ban Masterpiece in order to push Sky Striker, and as long as Sky Striker is still Konami's baby, Masterpiece will never come back.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see again how that bad list does go. I think Sky Striker is definitely overdue
Oh yeah,
for another hit.
I
Um,
completely agree. I am so
mm,
fucking tired of seeing Sky Striker.
yeah. And Mystic Mind Sky Striker as well is just like conniptions, like oh god.
Mystic Mine is a very divisive card.
See, a few people I know thought I would love Mystic Mind because I'm the guy who always plays like
the
weird kind of stun
Yeah,
decks.
I mean, at
Uh,
first glance, it does look right up your alley, but it
uh,
just I don't know, the decks that you kind of play, you really kind of need your monsters on board for that. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think as well, like as someone who tries to really do their best with deck building, I feel like Mystic Mine is inherently bad for the game because
Agreed.
once you've got your 3 copies of Mystic Mine, your 3 copies of Metaverse in your deck, you could put anything else in there. Really,
Yeah,
you
I
could throw in
mean,
any spell and trap you want, and it would work.
like I was talking about, in my How to Beat video about Mystic Mine. In my opinion, I'm a stun player. I love stun decks. I've been playing stun decks for as long as I could play Yu-Gi-Oh. Mystic Mine is single-handedly the most powerful floodgate this game has ever seen.
So true, so
Period.
true.
Just because it's searchable with terraforming, you can activate it straight from the deck with Metaverse, and it's such a fucking good card. It's literally skill drain, but better because it also protects you from attacks.
Yeah.
And it's highly searchable. You play 3 copies of Mystic Mind, 2 Terraforming, that's 5. 3 Metaverse, you've got 8 copies of the best floodgate in the world in your deck. That's why Mystic Mind Burn is a thing. Just
Yeah.
load your deck down with burn cards and wave motion cannon them to death. Because why the fuck not?
Yeah, it's so true.
But then you got somebody like me that's like, Pendulum 1, Prime Material Dragon, pass.
I mean, I remember I was playing this one guy. And obviously I won't name names, but he was playing like a 60 card Light Sworn deck,
Ooh,
and he
spicy.
he was up against my Trickster Cup of Ace, Trick Lord kind of strategy, and he was like, no, no, no. Now that we're sided, I've got you, man, because I'm just going to side in 3 Prime Material Dragon. And you have no chance, like that destroys your strategy. And all I was thinking was, You are playing a 60 card deck, my friends.
Good luck
Are you
seeing
going to
those
get
prime
to
material
that prime
dragons.
material dragon?
Good luck
Let
with
alone
that.
in time. And I think
What
that's
is it?
that's the
Matyon, the one that
downfall.
like
Yeah,
just bounces the whole board back, right?
yeah, that's right.
So it's
Uh,
like even if you do get your prime material dragon, poke, bye bye.
the
What's the point?
the great thing about the Metaion and Gabrion is the one that shuffles the back of the deck.
That one.
Uh, yeah, they do get to draw for that. But of course, if you've got your trick stars up, then
It causes
it's
burn
just more
damage.
ball damage on board. Um, so yeah, I really like that synergy there. I'm surprised I hadn't seen more sort of Time Lords Trickstar variations.
I know
I
this
think-
is about grilling me, and that's why we're all here. But I do want to know why Time Lords, of all the random archetypes in the vast sea of Yu-Gi-Oh, why
Time
Time
Lords.
Lords?
I mean, there's a multitude of reasons. It's hard to fully explain. I mean, I don't think I fully know myself. I know that when I first picked up the deck, I picked it up completely by chance. I was just going through before TCG Collector, the big seller of Yu-Gi-Oh cards in New Zealand, or at least the one I used, was YGO singles. Shout outs to those guys. They're amazing. They
Right.
did awesome kind of like you could get like, little deck cores and things.
Yeah.
And they had a Time Lord deck core, and this was before like the newest support came out. And I just thought it looked really cool. And so I picked it up super cheap. And then, of course, the new support came, and Time Maiden went super expensive.
Time Maiden
Um,
like breathed life into the deck.
oh, it really, really did. It's so important to have that in most Time Lord strategies. It just does everything for the deck. Um, but I felt so lucky that I was like, I need to build something with this. And like in my first profile, I had it in Lyrilisks and found
Yeah, I
that it
remember.
worked really well. And so I've just kept experimenting with it. I mean, you can tick it into things, you can build whole decks around it. There's so many different ways to play the thing that there's like infinite possibilities.
I mean,
Um,
I myself have suffered the wrath of the Time Lord, so I'm not trash talking. I'm just why. That's like if somebody walked up to me and was like, "Digital Bugs are my favorite deck of all time." I'm gonna question it a little bit. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
shout out to Yugi Monarch. We had a bit of a time war recently where we had his pure Time Lords up against my Trickstar build, and
As soon as I saw that, I actually saw his video before I saw yours. I saw
mm,
just his avatar next to your avatar, and I was like, well, I'm a simple man. I see the casual Kiwi, I clicks. What's going on?
cheers, man. It was a lot of fun, but you think that Trickstar Bird is tough when your opponent can take you down to like 2k life points in a single
At the
turn.
drop of a
And
hat.
yeah, and if they've got just the right combo, they can finish you right there.
Time
There's
Lord
something
OTK. Konami, please
terrifying.
ban.
Yes, Time Lord OTK. I think if I ever was to make something close to a pure build, I would do it with kaijus, and I would kind of use like a magic mallet kind of thing to always just fix my hand.
Just to try and reshuffle until you get that God combo.
Yeah, exactly, and just OTK every time. That would be the dream. Um, but also, I think from like a more kind of what would be the word kind of um, from a more I guess creative level. I don't know what to call it, but um, I think that like you've played the game Scrubbed here. Was it 16 years you've been
Yeah,
playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
a hot minute.
For me,
I haven't been playing it competitively for all that time. About 14 of that was childhood rules.
but nonetheless, that is commitment that I've never had. Like I dropped the game all the way through like high school, and I tried to get back into it with like university, and then I still couldn't really wrap my head around what on earth was going on. That was when that was in 2014 when like Sylvans were like at
Oh
peak
God.
thing, like Soul Charge at 3. It was
Oh God.
crazy. And I just wasn't ready for it then. And so
See,
I had to wait.
I go through phases. I have several other hobbies. You know, I've brought Pokemon to the channel, and I love playing chess. That's another one of my big passions. So
Oh,
I
hey.
go through phases with Yu-Gi-Oh. There's I just take some formats off where I just don't play. Like right after Pepe got hit, when the emergency ban list came and they slaughtered the fuck out of Pepe, I was just like, well, I give up on Yu-Gi-Oh for a little while, and because I genuinely I had so much fun in Pepe format, not because I played Pepe, but because I loved trolling people who played Pepe. And then when my favorite deck to troll was dead, I was like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go do something else for a little while. And then I came back right before Zodiac format. Brock actually, we had just become friends. I had just met him. We were just hanging out, and I was like, I want to introduce you to this game because we met through chess. And I was like, if you like chess, you'll love Yu-Gi-Oh. And so I kind of got back into it so I could get him into it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And like when I came back, you know, like I said, it was right before Zodiac format. I didn't know what a kaiju was.
Yeah.
And this is back when Slumber was at 3 the first time. You know what I mean? I was like, what? What is this? I
Like,
tried
like,
to revive
like,
my 60 card stall deck, and that didn't work out.
like for me, it was refinding the anime, among other factors that got me back into it. You know, rewatching the older, first season of
Battle
Yu-Gi-Oh
City
on
arc.
Netflix. Yeah,
Best arc.
and Battle City, so good. I think that and the very final arc are definitely my favorite of the two. In that, because I feel Bakura is such a fascinating villain. He's always in
Oh,
the
yeah.
background, and then he finally gets his chance to shine in that last season, and it's so good.
For me, I loved the original DM era. That's what I grew up with. That was Saturday morning
Mm.
cartoons for me. And I was religious about it all the way up through the Battle City arc. I have watched bits and pieces of Waking the Dragons enough to get the overall scheme. I've seen the abridged version. I've watched a good bit of what was the second one? GX.
Yeah,
As much
GX.
as we like to pretend GX era didn't exist. I liked the aesthetic of the 5Ds era, but I didn't like the anime. I have an old 5Ds video game for the Nintendo DS, and that's the only reason I know jack or shit about the plot. Um,
Fun fact:
and then after
Time
5Ds,
Lords
I just
are
kind of
the
fell off
main
with the
villain
anime.
archetype.
I'm
They're
sorry.
the main. Sorry. Time Lords are the main villain archetype of 5Ds.
Yeah, what was his name? He
They're
was
the final
that big
boss.
jacked up fucking dude.
Yeah, like Z1 or Zone.
Yeah, whatever his name
Yeah.
was. I liked the Earthbound Immortals. I loved
Oh
their
yeah.
entire concept. Just granted, they were just Malefics with a slightly different gimmick. But I played around with Malefics, but we ain't talking about that. I loved the entire, just drop a big beater on the board that can swing directly but dies to MST. That I enjoyed the play style of it. You know, it was
Mm,
great back, like I said, back when I was playing 60 card stall.
mm.
Literally,
Uh,
I used to, my favorite deck used to be 60 cards worth of floodgates, high defense. I'm talking like labyrinth wall monsters, and just stalled you until you decked out. That used to be
I
my win con back in the day.
I can definitely relate to that with my Neo Aquamador and my Dark Snake Syndrome.
But it was really True Draco that really got me back into the game. I was playing around online. My Brock, he loved Zodiac. He played Fusion Sub Zoo. I was so fucking tired of seeing Rat Pier's face. And so in that format, you could play Zodiac or you could play Draco Stun. And those were basically your two options. So I played True Draco, and then Zoo got hit, and I started to kind of fall back off with the game, and I was like, Draco Stun's just not fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I discovered World Chalice in its infinite Code of the Duelist glory. And then I extra linked turn 1 for the first time ever in my life, and I think I squirted myself. No, I'm playing. But actually, Brock picked the deck up. He had it, and he came over to my house one day and let me play around with it, and I instantly fell in love. I liked it online, but once I actually had the cards in my hand, I fell in love with the deck, and I was like, dude, name your price. I'll buy the whole deck off of you. And I did. He was still missing some of the stuff out of the extra deck, and it kind of felt like it was spiritually necessary for me because he had like the Mducks, he had Ibs, and he had Arum. but it was Ningirsu that he was missing. And back then, Ningirsu was like a $25 card, right?
Mm.
Well, I went up to Walmart the next day, picked up a single pack of Code of the Duelist, and pulled a Ningirsu out of it. And was like, okay, the universe wants me to play World Chalice. This is it. And
That's just fate, man.
it revigorated my love for Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've been playing around with True Draco Invoked. I built, back when Masterpiece was legal, I built a True Draco Invoked list online that made Brock consider quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Because he hated it so bad. I mean, you make a double Masterpiece Mechaba board with at least one, if not two, hand traps to back it up.
Yeah, that's...
You're going to have to spear mode that. You're going to have to spear mode that.
I can see where he's coming from there.
And that was the only deck I played for like 2-3 months, for like a whole format. It was the only deck I wanted to play. And he was like, yeah, no, screw you. I don't want to fight this no more. And, but, recently with Dual Power and the Endymion Structure deck, Salamangrates, which we have on screen right now, it's easier than ever to be a budget player in Yu-Gi-Oh! You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Third World Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't here right now, but, I know he likes a bit of that Salamangrate,
Yes.
And,
which we need to blow him up on Twitter. Everybody watching, go blow up Third World so he'll come and hang out with us.
He is an awesome guy, and I feel like his whole thing about the budget revolution
love it.
So on point.
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, we have seen so many competitive decks just come out of structures recently. We've got things like Mystic Mine, which are like, as you say, like one of the most broken stun cards of all time.
Made. And
it's like a super, I think.
I thought it was a rare.
Yeah, it's a rare. You're right, and it's like, really, that you're going to make it just a rare?
Seriously, this could have been a short printed secret rare, and people would still buy it. Oh, you're right. It is a super rare, but it's $2.
Yeah, it's really easy to pull.
US dollars. What?
This is the budget revolution is here, like it or not.
And, for me personally, I don't. This is whatever. I work fast food. You can see on the screen, Zaxby's. I work at Zaxby's, not sponsored. # wish I was sponsored, but. So I live in the real world. I can't get $1,000 Thunder Dragon list when, Colossus was $50 a pop. It's just not something that's... Rent's due at the first of the month, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's easier than ever to play Yu-Gi-Oh! As a budget player, and it is part of what makes me... I've fallen back in love with the game. I've got Endymion sitting in there right now. I wouldn't have that deck if it wasn't for Ethan, but... It's a competitive deck. I can take it to locals, I could take it to a regionals, or I could take it to a YCS and have a genuine chance at hitting top 32. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to say I'm good enough to win it, but...
But, the point is that, it's one of those formats where, like, when you go to a tournament, everyone's basically put the same amount, or there's usually a cash barrier to entry into those like top tier kind of events. And I think that barrier is lower than ever at the moment.
The only real card right now that I can say has just an absorbent, a ridiculous price point, it's good old Thanos Dragon.
Yeah.
$89, and this is at its cheapest.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago. This was $100 a pop. You were looking at $300 a playset. Granted, it's not as bad as some formats. I remember when Dragonic Diagram and Ash Blossom and shit like that had these price points. You remember Ash Blossom was like a $110 card back in the day, back when it first came out of Maximum Crisis. Yeah, Maximum Crisis. That was the name of the set.
Team Chaos Stream is asking, how do we submit deck challenges?
Well, the power of bribery may be involved. No, I'm playing. We might get to that a little later. Speaking of Team Chaos Stream, I know you wanted to grill me a little bit, so come on, take your best shot. Casual Kiwi's already dug up the things I'm embarrassed about.
I might have a few more questions waiting in the wings, but we've got to give others a chance.
Oh my god. Speaking of, though, this is the working World Chalice list, And I just want to say the new Ib Synchro is what has really broken this deck wide the fuck open. On summon, it gives you your World Legacy Sorrow, which is a counter trap card. So it's automatically, spell speed 3, hard to respond to, and it's also an Omni Negate. But Ib herself is also a level 5 tuner. And chosen by the World Chalice just so happens to be level 3. And what's the best synchros to make? Level 8s. Thank you, Borreload Savage Dragon. And, this deck is now... You don't have to extra link anymore. You know what I mean?
But I mean, I do love to see that when a deck kind of breaks out of just a linear play style.
Yeah.
I think Crusadia's really got that treatment where at first they were just
Crusadia is
going
insane now with the guard dragons and everything. And it's really because of Spatha, I think is how you pronounce it. Spatha, I don't know.
I'm not hugely familiar with it.
Ethan, I'm never going to get good. That's like the whole point.
Remember, Ethan, be a scrub.
Exactly, thank you. But, with Spatha, you can go into LP directly under her, and then Spatha just moves it over, so you can just immediately kickstart your Guard Dragon plays, whereas most decks have to go into Saryuja first, just to get those multiple, arrows to be able to enable the Guard Dragons. Ethan does also bring up a good point. We've forgotten the all-powerful, almighty, religious phrase MST does in fact negate.
Indeed.
What's funny is in certain situations MST can actually negate. The meme is real. So I want to pick your brain on one particular card that I have toyed with over and over and over again. Pot of Greed. Now,
yes.
I'm not quite sure what this card does, but I do think it can come back to 1.
Okay, you think so? To 1?
Just to 1, because more than 1, we can't even have Upstart Goblin at more than 1. I
mean, we do have Cup of Ace at 3.
Exactly, and that card's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically Pot of Greed, 50% of the time. Which means that's 1.5 copies of Pot of Greed in your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Say you're playing a 40-card deck, right? And Pot of Greed is at 1. So you've got a 1 out of 40 chance, or a 0.025% chance of seeing said Pot of Greed. Now, if you do see Pot of Greed, it is a +1. If it resolves. As I talked about earlier, if I see Pot of Desires, I'm going to drop Ash Blossom on it every single time, and that has a cost. How many people are going to shotgun an Ash Blossom if they see a Pot of Greed come down? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't say Ash Blossom can negate it, so it's a bad card, because otherwise half of the meta wouldn't exist.
I think it's just the same, issue with kind of a card like Soul Charge.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's a Saki one-of that if you see it, you basically win that game. And I think Pot of Greed, while not quite to the same extent, just gives you so much free advantage, guaranteed advantage, that people will just dig to it. Decks that are already consistent will just use Pot of Greed to
staple.
Go even beyond. Yeah,
it would be a staple in every single deck.
Every single deck will play Pot of Greed. Every single one.
What is my favorite character from GX? Oh, God. I'm going to have to go look at some characters. Hold on. You know how long it's been since I've seen GX?
Also, Team Chaos Stream, I am always keen to hear different people's tech ideas. I love it when people, chat with me or send me, their lists about what they might be thinking about running. It's always interesting to see how different people build their decks, and you can always improve. So if you ever want to chat with me about, deck building, I'm always down, man.
I would have to say my favorite GX character has got to be Chaz the Chaz Princeton.
Cheers it up.
You gotta chaz it up, man. I love his like whole edgy tough guy kind of vibe surrounded by Ojamas. They're the like perfect foils for one another.
Mm. Yeah, it matches very well with Jaden, and I think it is a good subversion of like Kaiba, who
Yeah.
was so like what Chaz kind of wants to be. You know, he wants to be successful, he wants to look cool with the cards he's playing, but he's playing Ojamas, so that's never going to happen.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ojamas on the surface have some crazy support. I know a lot of decks that would murder people for half the support Ojamas have. But at the same time, it's Ojamas. Their
Yeah,
support kind of has to be broken. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Just to like make up for the shit that is the rest of the deck.
I mean, yeah, any deck that plays random normal monsters definitely needs all the help it can get.
Cries in World Chalice.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as I said it. I'm sorry, man.
It's okay. The other card that I want to talk about that only a scrub like me will love, um, that grass looks greener.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
I cried so much when this card got banned.
See, I basically missed the whole grass looks greener thing. I don't think I ever got to play a game against grass looks greener. So,
Basically, what people would do is like play Infernoids, but it's 60 cards. So, like, if you're going first, right, your opponents both draw their hands, so your opponent has 35 cards in their deck, you have 55 cards in your deck. You activate Grass, and you get to mill 20 cards for free. And it also has no cost. Not a discard, not a life point pay, not anything. It just requires you to play 60 cards.
Mm.
So think about it in terms of like Light Sworn. If Light Sworn could like activate a normal spell card and dump half their deck into the graveyard at the same time.
Yeah.
Not saying the card wasn't insane. I'm saying it made for some really interesting deck building,
Mm.
which is not a lie.
Yeah. I do think it was nice that 60 cards was basically able to compete with 40 cards, you know, buy to buy, and sometimes was just the better strategy to go for,
Yep.
which you don't see now too much. Like you do have the odd 60 card kind of build, but
It's a lot of
you know,
one card engines and draw power, and plus
yeah,
with dangers, or if you're playing 9, 10, 12 danger monsters, can you really say you're playing 60 cards? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
When a third of your deck
exactly,
is upstart goblins.
exactly, yeah.
And the last little thing that I want to talk about, the archetype that people are always complaining about, and one of the decks that I consider this deck to be my number 2 best deck of all time, simply because
Oh,
no other deck can say they have as many hits on the ban list as Dragon Rulers. When
yes.
your whole fucking archetype has been banned at one point or another, that's automatically a flex point where I come from. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Blaster can never come back. Period. It can never come back because Salamangrates exist now.
Mm.
Because you can banish 2 fire monsters from your graveyard and just vomit Blaster on the field, which would enable Guard Dragons and Salamangrates for scrubs like me. But
I mean,
like
this is yeah, that's the
Tidal,
thing.
Tempest,
Mm.
maybe Redox, I could see him coming to 1. Little ban list discussion going on over here.
I don't think it's impossible for some of the Dragon Rulers to come back, especially if they're just at 1. I think because of their uses, I think eventually something will come along that abuses each and every one of them.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Just
it's
because
kind
they're
of like,
generic
yeah,
attribute support.
exactly. I still keep my one Dragon Ruler of Boulders in my binder,
I have
just in case it's ever handy again.
this little piece of nostalgia here if my lag will ever show up and show it on screen. There we go. Yeah. Living proof I played back in the day, you guys.
Hey.
I got these. I was digging through my boxes and I found a lot of my old stuff from back in the day.
Yeah, I'll have to find my Boulders tin. I definitely have it somewhere. I don't think I was playing, or at least I don't think I knew how to play. If I'm perfectly honest, but I definitely did pick up one of those tins. Um,
It's the only one that I have, but it was
mm,
like I was sitting there, I was talking to Brock and Ethan, and I was like, I know I was playing back then. I know I was picking up cards because I was like, I know I've seen Blaster somewhere before, because we have our
yeah,
band format, and I was looking through my boxes the other day, and I found all this old stuff that I've had since childhood, and it's insane.
yeah.
My good man Casual Kiwi, I need to take a break for just 1 second. I'm gonna leave my channel in your more than capable hands. I'll be right back, my friend.
Okay, that's all good, man. I'll just spin my wheel, see if anyone's got any questions.
All right, you guys prepare to rip me a new asshole when I get back.
That's not a bad idea, man. That's not a bad idea. It's been so long since I've been on Dueling Book that I'm not even sure if I remember my login at this point. I'm a big YGO Pro person for the most part. Um, but I think that's a neat idea. We could put something together, see if we could get some tips, ideas. Um, yeah, my Derb Flash player isn't going great right now, but that might jump back up.
Caught you.
Hey, don't worry, don't worry. I didn't get up to any mischief.
I wouldn't put it past you. I like Team Chaos Stream's idea. We should collaborate on a deck.
Yeah, it's neat.
Um, True Draco Time Lords, anyone?
That'd be interesting.
Oh god, I got a feeling that won't work.
I
Time.
mean, we could do like a time lock version of it. I did play. Well, I tried to play Middletron 12 in my side deck for time lock with the Sandy on and the because you play so many like continuous traps and you can put continuous spells and things in as well to just help with extra negates.
The biggest issue with something like Metaltron is it requires so much resource investment. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And for something that dies to a kaiju, again, that's not saying it's bad because everything dies to a kaiju, but you don't want to tribute. You don't want to take a neg 3 to just lose to a kaiju. You know what I'm saying? That's that's a neg 4 to a gamma seal, and that's.
yeah.
But at the
It's
same
one of
time,
those win
I
more
do
cards.
have I should have a replay on here somewhere. I used to have a replay of Metaltron 12 winning me a game simply because they couldn't deal with it. Might
Mm.
be on my profile here. Let me see. Um, yeah, here we go. I'll get it loaded up here on the. Oh God, pause.
Mm.
Let me let the stream catch up with the me, the me.
Mm.
You know. You. Now I make no promises on how good this deck is. I don't remember how long ago I made this, so don't judge me, okay? Oh, this is blind second True Draco. Okay, once you see Gamma and evenly matched in the main deck, it's blind second.
Mm.
Blinding second is one of my favorite core strategies. Oh, here we go. What I tell you earlier. You see desires, you got to ash it. You
Mm.
got to. I can't not ash that card, man.
You got to make that neg 9 real to your
Oh
opponent.
yeah. Oh yeah. See, that's the thing. I'm a scrub by all, well, not all definitions of the word, but I think there's a difference between playing Yu-Gi-Oh in a creative or scrubby way versus just
Mm.
not applying logic to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm not that kind of scrub. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna argue with you that Pot of Desires is a neg 9. I don't. See, here we go. Here we go, right here. I searched the Disciples off of Ignis when they activated Duality and top decked into a copy of True King's Return. And this is against Stun apparently, because when he used the duality, he revealed Fossil Dyna. And then I just
Mhm.
tribute summon from Metaltron 12, and basically you just flip the bird, and this is game over. They most people can't deal with it.
Yeah. So I think my logic with the time lock tech was that you kind of have to keep a lot of balls in the air for time lock to work because you've got all of these back row cards which are negating everything.
Yeah,
And if those get taken out, your field will shuffle itself away. So if you can just convert that into one immune Metaltron 12, then suddenly you don't have so many things to worry about
you
getting
don't
hit.
have to so much rely on turning your own cards off.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
Mm.
So, as the resident Time Lord specialist here, what are the best Time Lords to run in a hybrid build? I know. Let me see. Which one is this? I know it's the Sandion. Whichever one shuffles back. I can never remember.
Yeah, I would say that like Gabrion's all right, but the problem is your opponent will get plenty of draws. I tend to find that things like Lazion are quite good because it just has that inherent effect to burn. Um, you also have Mataiton, which kind of like bounces back to hand, but does
That
some
one.
burn as
Yes.
well. Yeah, that's the more common one to use. If you don't want to play Time Maiden, then just play three Sandion. That's the one with 4K attack. That's kind of like just an out to any big beat stick
Just
your
beat
opponent
them
might
down.
have.
So,
Yeah.
the only Time Lord I don't see you playing here is good old Cephalon.
I do have a friend on Twitter. Can't quite remember his handle at the moment, but he has made a Danger Time Lord build. And one of its focuses is getting out Cephalon because Cephalon doesn't specify it needs to be Time Lords that are in the
Yeah,
graveyard
just 10
to
or more
summon,
monsters.
But I don't know, man. I just think that Sandion's the easier 4K beat stick to bring out. Um, I do agree with Team Chaos Stream as well. If you're just looking to like say get the life points down and then punish them on the following turn, then go with Mission because that's the one that halves the life points. The only problem with Mission is that you can't like end the game with it.
Yeah, because
Uh,
it halves whatever it is, so it'll go from 50 to 25 to 1250. It'll never actually end the duel.
exactly. I've definitely had games like that where I just keep bringing back
Just
Mission and never actually
burn,
killing them.
burn, burn. So
You know.
take the Cephalon challenge.
You could do it, man. You could do it. You know, chuck in some dangers, throw in the better Time Lords. It's doable. It's definitely doable.
If we're gonna take the Cephalon challenge, it can only go in one deck. It can only go in one deck.
Mm.
Let's do it, boys. Time. You guys ready to see me get my ass kicked here? Not
Hype.
not not that I don't die enough on stream already.
I was thinking about that time that I dueled you with a Morphage Leer and you just had no luck that day at all. That was a tough day for you.
Most of the time, as soon as I turn this camera on, all of my good luck just goes right out the window. So it's okay. I feel like for me, it kind of undercuts my deck profiles. Because it's like I'll play the same deck that I'll put deck profiles on, but then as soon as I get on stream, I get curb stomped every time. It's like maybe this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, something I've liked with the different collabs I've done is that like we always talk beforehand a little bit about like what we plan to play. Just like the surface details at the very least, and you're able to balance it a little bit, so like both sides get to shine.
Yeah,
And I see it, less as like a test of like what these decks would do against meta, and more like, like what is the purpose of these decks altogether? Like, what are they meant to do? What's the fun of playing that particular deck? And you like when you have two like fairly matched decks, that's when you get that kind of those are the games I enjoy the most. Is where you have some sort of synergy in terms of the person playing and their opponent.
What is the name of that damn performer? There, Trick Clown. There you go. Okay, found it. Um, that's one card I just accidentally stumbled upon that I want to talk about. That I played a deck based around this monster. Um, Gap the Divine Soldier. Are you familiar with this monster?
Get the Divine Soldier? No, I don't think I am.
He has basically a final attack orders like effect to where he forces all monsters into face-up attack mode.
See, now, if only it had the flip effects being activated, because I am looking for cards like that to put in a super budget Tindangle deck I've been putting together a little bit. This isn't guaranteed for a profile or anything. It's not that not that kind of deck yet. But I'd love
Not
to
there
see
yet, huh?
Tindangles do something. Yeah, I'd love to see Tindangles do something
Back
because
when
everyone has
Yu-Gi-Oh
forgotten them.
was much slower, I played 3
Like,
copies of Gap and all of these like Goblin Attack Force-esque cards that change themselves to defense after attacking, and just played this brutal beatdown. This is like back in Master Rule 4, okay? Like, this is never going to happen again, but just this brutal beatdown-esque strategy.
I mean, a
I accidentally
2200 attack level 4 is like
it,
far out, man.
but it's got nuclear level restrictions on it. 0 defense, forces itself into defense, and no other effect. Oh my god. Tindangle Subterrors. I think you're onto something there.
See, the problem with that is that Subterrors just work better if you have no Tindangles in there.
You might as well just play Subterrors.
Exactly.
Okay. We're going to break the scrub tier code. We're going to use expensive cards because we're using a shit deck. It's okay.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable. I'll forgive you this, scrub tier.
I'll put in one cheap danger. How about that?
Oh, Mothman. Go for Mothman. That's my favorite danger.
Alright, so for the extra deck, gotta have your Saryujas. At least one.
Yes, Mothman. At my locals, when anyone plays Mothman, like everyone just chants Mothman, Mothman. It's, like, it's a little culty, but it's great.
Hey man, if you can't have fun with your friends, where can you have fun? Fun? Huh? Alright, so the Lightsworn engine, quote unquote, is really good at shitting out level 8 synchros. Really good at it. So Borload Savage, you're in. You're back, buddy. Stardust Spark just because I love you. Omega, and we'll put Scarlight in here. That's going to be the extent of our level 8 synchro engine.
That's fair.
Abyss Dweller, because it's the best rank 4 in the game.
So good right now.
Exciton Knight. I'm so glad this card is back.
Oh, that's great.
I love Exciton Knight. Chupacabra. Why Chupacabra, Team Chaos Stream? What does this card even do? I mean, okay. We'll play 2 Snick, 2 Mothman, and 2 Chupacabra, just to make Team Chaos Stream happy.
I can agree to that.
I wish Summon Sorceress was still legal. I missed that card because Summon Sorceress and Soul Charge made Lightsworn ABC a thing. And then they banned Soul Charge. And then they banned Summon Sorceress. And I was like, well, screw my life, I guess. On a side note, when Needle Fiber comes out, Glow Up Bulb is a 1-card Needle Fiber. Just saying.
Well, this is the thing, was that if Needle Fiber is ever to come out, then Summon Sorceress
cannot be legal with Summon Sorceress. I completely, wholeheartedly agree. Because we're playing Glow Up Bulb, might as well play Link Karibo. If I can type. There you go. Should we play the 1-for-1 to turbo out the Glow Up Bulb?
I mean, it puts more things in the grave. Why not?
So what do we cut for it then? I will
Cool.
cut the Upstart Goblin and put in the 1-for-1.
Yeah.
All right, make no mistake. This is about Cephalon Turbo, excuse me. But at the same time, I'd like to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Beat Cop is another good, just generic Link 2.
Amazing and Lair of Darkness as well.
I don't even know what this card's effect is.
So it basically puts like a protection counter on any card you have, so you can put on Lair of Darkness to stop
Oh,
it.
okay, so that way you can kind of cover your own ass. I got you.
Yep.
I don't know what else to put in the extra deck here, you guys. Let's look at some rank 4s. Because I know this deck
Baguska.
is... Oh, yeah. You got a point there. I forgot about the man, the myth, the legend. I love Baguska. As soon as I saw this card, I want the OCG artwork for Baguska so much. I love it. As soon as I saw Baguska, I was like, he's so cute. Blah, blah, blah. Lavolval chain. Rip. Rip. I missed this card. It cannot come back, but rip. Unlock the shock. I swear to God, if Shockmaster ever comes back in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm going to quit. This card is so crazy. 3 level 4 monsters. That is ridiculously easy to put on the board in 2019. Not to mention, it can just tell you don't get to use X card type for the rest of your turn. Literally, you can't use monsters. Period. Good luck, Thunder Dragons. How do you deal with that? It's fucking insane.
Oh god.
What other rank 4s are there? We got Cowboy because we gotta have a win con.
Yeah.
Castell.
How much space is left?
2 more
Extra?
slots.
Okay. I mean, we could just stick lightning in there. We
Yeah,
could have
you
that
got a point.
for just a generic out.
Just fuck it, beat the fuck over it.
I really love that
Sailor,
Utopia
Casual
double
Kiwi.
card that came out that allows you to get like a 10k just standard.
Just a boom. All right. You guys ready for this? Face the wrath of Cephalon.
Here we goes. Yeah, no, we added in the Utopia. We didn't add in Utopia double. I guess if we find we need it, then we could do it. It's just double or nothing is a little bit of a brick. A little bit of a garnet.
Oh god, I'm scared. No one's clicking because I'm a scrub. What's that meme with the angelic choir?
All I can think of is that one song track from JoJo Part 2, like Avalon. I don't know if you've ever listened to that, but it's beautiful.
This is where my knowledge fails me, sir. I am not a weeaboo.
You need to try at least JoJo's, man. Once you've tried JoJo's, it's the only anime you'll ever need. It's like hard drugs.
I mean, well, don't you tempt me with a good time. I've seen like the classics: Naruto, Blue Exorcist, Death Note. My girlfriend is full-on weeaboo, and she's been slowly trying to introduce me into the culture. It's just, I can tell you how many different printings Blue Eyes White Dragons has, and I don't have space for anime knowledge too.
I mean, if you ever do check it out, I mean, most people say like start from the beginning. I would say jump in at part 4. That's my favorite part, and it's separate from all the others relatively. Some might think that that's blasphemy to say jump into it at like part 4 of the anime, but it really gives you a good sense of like what the rest of it's about and like what you have to look forward to. It's a good time.
Not the greatest hand we got here. We drew our Garnet, and we drew 2 wolves. So we're not doing too good.
I mean, you've got the recharge. That's not too bad. I can't see what we're milling off that.
I milled a Nessie and a Raiden.
Oh, does Raiden have a grave effect? God, it's been so long since I
No,
played.
he doesn't.
Oh
Here, let
no.
me go into Streamlabs and move this around a little bit where it's easier for everybody to see because my face is blocking things. There we go. Let me minimize me because y'all don't care about me. Come on now.
Oh, that's not true at all. And
Oh,
that's what I want to say. Actually, people say that Simo is the like nicest, most genuine like YouTuber out, but I think that Scrub Tier, you give him a run for his money, man.
aw.
Like you are just so genuine that it warms my heart, honest to God.
You touch my soul, but I know you all love my cat more than you love me. I can't blame anyone though. I love that cat too.
Hmm.
Oh, we milled our win con into the grave. So, we can make a level 7 synchro that we're not running. Because we got shit milled. I think this is where we just pass and die. Let's hope to God they're not playing like Cyber Dragons and we just lost instantly.
Yeah.
Oh God. I always get scared when my friends send me random YouTube URLs. Oh.
They could be playing Mystic Mine and
What
we
the
lose
fuck?
slowly.
Hold on. This motherfucker just summoned Kaiser Voice Raider against me.
Could be Cyber Dragons. Really old Cyber Dragons. Interesting.
Did you see what I said in the chat?
I'm seeing it now.
I forgot my in phase mills. Oh well, accepted game state. It's okay. Shh, Team Chaos Stream, stop asking questions. I'm bad at Yu-Gi-Oh. I only do this professionally.
They always say that Yugi tubers are like the worst duelists.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10. So which way is he going? Like left to right or right to left?
I'm a little bit behind you, so I have no more idea than you do, man.
Well, there
By the
goes any
time I
hope.
see it, it's already gone.
There goes any hope I had. He sniped the Garnet out of our hand, so I don't know if that's a win or a loss. I was hoping to put it back with Saryuja and do the Brilliant Fusion combo, but who cares? We're gonna try and resolve Raiden, see if we can not get butt fucked this time.
Okay.
I don't.
There's
We've
the
already milled 2 of
Chupacabra.
our win cons. We might as well scoot, man. Two of our Cephalons are already in the graveyard. This is, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've only got to put 2 more monsters in grave if we see another one, and we can revive more, right?
I mean, we're running like 3 Cephalons.
No,
So.
it has to be summoned from the hand. Damn.
Yeah.
Chupacabra. See what we can do here. Trying to go for that Saryuja play. Awesome. Hit the glow up bulb. Perfect. Making plays. Draw a card. Drew the 3rd wolf. Oh my god. Why is
See, this is
my
what
life?
happens when scrubs get together and build a deck.
I swear. Why am I not making a highlight of this? I don't know. Maybe because I'm bad at my job. It'll be okay.
You can always go back and do the
It'll be
the
okay.
rebuild.
This is why you guys should come to my streams. I'm about to tell him I'm going to make Saryuja. So we have the 4 bodies on board. Let's make Saryuja. Hopefully we can draw into our win con.
Mm.
Dun dun. The moment of truth. Please don't have impermanence. Yes, no. Okay. Apparently this duelist doesn't know how to speak. Who?
I mean,
3.
this is kind of again why I prefer YGO Pro is that you don't the interaction is not as necessary. So you know,
Yeah.
like sometimes it's cool, but other times
I see your point on that. But I also have a particular love for trash talk, but that's just me. Alright, dangerous. Come on. Mill us through the deck. Jack, chain link 1. Mothman, chain link 2. So Mothman's going to let me... both players draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. Ah! We drew our win con! Yes!
Hey, there we go.
Alright. Here we go. Beatdown mode, boys. Oh my god, are we going to win this? Are we... He just discarded a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh,
Is he playing,
okay.
like, Battle City Kaipa's deck? What is this?
I mean, I pray that he is.
1, 2,
Because
3,
Cephalon has, like, no protection.
17 cards engraved with only 2 spell cards. I think we hit the 10 or more monsters.
Yes.
So, boom!
See, this is a lucky stream, Scrubbed here. Like, if you can summon Cephalon, then that stream is blessed.
Casual
at that
Kiwi.
point.
I just came up with something intense.
Mm.
Saryuja effect to special summons the Orpha Scorpio from our hand. Watch this. This is god tier. Link 2. For Beat Cop.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Can I tribute Beat Cop for her own effect?
Ooh, I believe so.
We're gonna try it. So she's gonna tribute herself and put the counter on Cephalon, so now he has protection.
Beautiful.
Yes! I love it. I was just a dummy and didn't summon it to Saryuja's zone, so he's only at 4K instead of 4,300. Oh no. My god. We did it. Cephalon beat down.
This is beautiful.
This is what we live for over here at Scrub Tier Yu-Gi-Oh! I got nothing else. I just got a Saryuja and a Cephalon that's indestructible once. Just once. We're having way too much fun.
This is why Saryuja needs to be bad. It, like, makes Cephalon actually
It made Cephalon Turbo a viable deck. Oh my god. Return of the Dragon Lords to revive the Blue Eyes. That he discarded for Mothman so he can kill my... Polymerization! No way!
Oh my god, is he gonna summon... Oh!
5-headed dragon! No! The only possible out! No!
See, I'm behind you. Has he just actually summoned 500? Is this actually happening?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god!
Welcome to a Scrub Tier Yu-Gi-Oh! Live stream.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Scarlet Duelist, if you ever watch this, I think this has come up. I'm so sorry I ever played 5-headed dragon against you, man.
Oh my...
I think I understand now. I think I understand what it's like. Oh.
What do I do? I have Fellis in my hand. I have no plays.
Dude, you've got to see this out, man. You've got to see this out. Stall.
Change Cephalon to defense. It can survive 2 turns.
Do you have any fairies in deck?
No. Only Cephalon, I think.
Do we have anything... Oh, we should have put Beals in. Oh,
my guy.
He wouldn't be able to be destroyed, but...
If I can get to Scarlight.
Oh, yes.
If I can get to Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. We have it. We can still win. I need to top deck into a Raiden. I need a soul charge is what I really need. Nessie. All right, Nessie. Don't fuck this up for me, please. Dun
Out of the
dun.
cards.
Dun dun. He's not even rolling a die. Casual Kiwi, we gotta hang out more like this. This is the kind
This
of
has
things
been
that only
fun, man.
happen when you're around, my man.
Five-headed dragon has been stalking me for a while now. This card keeps coming up.
See, if we were playing Danger Dogman, we'd be able to make it a 4K beater. But this is why you don't. This is why you play Danger Dogman.
You need to do what the Zeef does, like a why everyone should like he does the why no one should play. You
Why
should play
everyone should play
everyone
Danger
should play.
Dogman. Just in case your Cephalon is being walled by a 5-headed dragon, you need to play Danger Dogman. Well, we top decked into an Orphis Scorpio.
Okay.
That's neither going to make Scarlight nor Exciton Knight.
How many life points are we on?
We can survive this turn. I mean, we can keep putting bodies on board and just stall him until we do something.
Are we ahead on cards?
I mean, I've got 3 monsters, and so far he's only beating me down with the one 5-headed dragon.
We've done so much mill. We definitely won't take him
Oh
out.
yeah, no, we're gonna deck out before he does. That's for sure.
Oh god.
I'm just hoping I can like make it into Exciton Knight and just nuke the 5-headed dragon away. That's the game plan here. I just need another level 4 to overlay with Mothman. Oh my god.
I'm glad at least that Mothman came in handy.
I swear. How do I find myself in these situations? It's at these moments I question my life choices.
Mm.
Oh shit. Okay, so unfortunately our WinCon has been defeated. Cephalon is dead.
Oh.
We need to play Exodius just to shuffle everything back into the deck for these situations.
I mean, if Cephalon was going to lose to anything, it would be 5-headed dragon.
Alright, Charge of the Light Brigade. Here we go. Let's go. Milled the dead Brilliant Fusion. Hey, we milled a wolf.
Okay, we've
There's
got something.
still Raidens in the deck. I can make Scarlight.
Or Exciton. Oh no, but no, yeah, make Scarlet. Make Scarlet.
Wolf is gonna summon itself.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god. Wait a second. Hold on. No, Scarlight won't work. It has destroy monsters with attack less than or equal to its own. It only has 3k. That's okay. We got Exciton Knight. Wait a second. Why don't we just make Castell the ass-blasting musketeer?
That could do it.
Alright, well first I'm going to use Raiden's effect just to deck myself out a little more.
Hold up. Can 5-headed dragon be killed by a light monster?
In battle?
Yeah, in battle.
Yes, dark earth, water, fire, or wind is the only thing it's protected from.
Dude, we could go Utopia the Lightning and go like just
That's a crash.
ultimate anime, yeah.
I'd
I
rather
mean,
just
yes.
spin it back with Castell.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I mean, it makes more logical sense.
I know you're going for the meme
fun.
value, but I'm trying to win with Cephalon Turbo here.
Okay, I can respect that.
We're not going to get very far, but it's okay. It detaches 2, right? No, just 1.
Uh,
Oh yeah, you got to
I
detach
think-
2
yeah.
to spin. We outed 5-headed dragon.
yes.
What? Spins it back. He flipped it face down. Look, the only one allowed to cheat on my stream is me, okay?
I mean, I suppose he saw the first effect and was like, oh, okay.
Nope. I want it gone. Bye bye. Shoo shoo. I'm not dealing with this. Back to extra deck. Oh my god. My little kitty's over there asleep on the floor.
Aw.
He's adorable. He just clicked my Castell like, okay, there we go. So he's got
I mean,
3,600.
kudos to your opponent, man. Five-headed dragon.
I mean,
I can respect a man who builds a deck with five-headed dragon in mind.
there's easier ways to do it though than running polymerization. You can at least run Dragon's Mirror and play it right. I'm just gonna run over the White Stone Ancients. Fuck it. Don't poke the egg. Apparently this Prince of Chaos just likes having things face down. Why don't you just go play Subterrors, my dude?
Or Tindangles.
Tindangles. What do Tindangles even do? Because you seem really religious about these Tindangles all of a sudden.
I think it's because, like, if I want to spend money, I would buy Subterrors. But because I don't want to spend money, I buy Tindangles. I kind of just, late at night, decided to buy an entire Tindangle core. And then I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I do with this.
All right, no more vodka for me.
I think what they're meant to do... I don't drink, actually. Fun fact, I am a sober Kiwi.
Well, that makes one of us.
But Tindangles, they're a kind of an OTK deck. Like, pure Tindangle, what it's kind of meant to do is you give your opponent, like, a 0 attack Tindangle, and then you attack into it with, like, a big Tindangle, and then you double the battle damage per game. That's what they're meant to do.
So what are you going to make them do?
I'm not 100%. I was thinking about using evil heroes with them to, like, mean that it doesn't take, like, 10 turns to get, like...
to get an OTK?
Yeah.
They've been getting a lot of new support here recently.
Yeah, they have. It's definitely the one I'm most excited for out of that battle pack. So I think could work. I've already picked up a couple of them. I've got like some of the old fusions, like the good ones, like Dark Gaia and the malicious one. But yeah, still not 100% on it. I tried a Chaos build because they're all Dark Fiends, and you could put like Chaos Betrayer in and do stuff with that. But again, the Tindangles were just bricks.
There's better Chaos decks out there.
And then I was trying like a Ties build, which was all around like turboing Tindangles into the grave to get out the Chaos monster.
Well, we just lost to Chaos Max.
Oof.
Get wrecked.
Hey, it was a beautiful fight, man.
Hey, I did my job. I summoned Cephalon.
Exactly.
Can't say Scrub Tier doesn't deliver. I'm just a bad duelist. I'm going to keep this. We're going to perfect this over time.
Yes. I think you should, like if you want to do a video on that particular replay, I think we thoroughly deserve. But as to improvements, I think we should probably put Black Rose in there. Just so we have a synchro that can
actually nuke the 5-headed dragon, our worst enemy. Why am I trying to put Scarlight back in there? Black Rose Dragon. Is Black Rose one word or two? It's definitely not Black 4, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just Black Space Rose.
Yeah. I think we're going to go ahead and take out the Cowboy, because if we need to do damage, we have the Utopia package.
Yeah.
Let's look at some other level 7 synchros.
Do we want to try as an alternative win condition? We could do the double or nothing. We could have the Utopia double in there.
Here's my thing. When you have a win con as perfect as Cephalon, do you really need a backup win condition?
I think it's unfair to just have our opponents like destroyed by Cephalon every time. We've got to give them some, Opportunities.
You gotta have the meme
Lose by
cred.
something else.
You gotta have the meme cred. So I'm gonna put in Black Rose Dragon and Yazi because
Yeah,
Yazi
that's
is
fair.
generic and it is a big ass wall. Oh, oh! Team Chaos Stream just made the most greatest point.
I can see that. That's a very good point.
You have given me a flash of inspiration and information. My guy, my guy, we're doing this. We are doing this.
Mm,
You see what I'm doing over here?
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. Let's do this. Round 2. Prepare to face the wrath of Cephalon. It would help if I can type, you guys. I don't even know how to spell his name, but I'm just gonna wing it. Okay,
Mm.
works.
I think if we need to do any more text, we could add some more fairy main decks.
Yeah, that's where
But
we'll.
I,
That's where we will go next.
mm.
That's a mouthful. Is there any particular card that you have trouble pronouncing?
Ooh, when I had to do the Tricklord deck profile, Delphindium gave me some issues with the. I think that's how you say it, or Delendium. It's like the Link 3 Trickstar one that like
Ah.
boosts its attack and recycles back your reincarnations.
The
Um,
card that always trips me up every single time, and I have to enunciate this very slowly because otherwise I can't say it, is Rivalry of Warlords.
ah, ah.
Because otherwise it comes out as Rivalry of Rivalry of Warlords. It's a tongue twister to my Southern American accent. So we didn't get any Light Sworns. Oh shit. Pot of Extravagance. We're going to lose. This deck can't deal with floodgates.
Oh no.
Altergeist, here we go. Dun dun. Dun dun. Dun dun. What the? Did you just summon Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo against me after activating Pot of Extravagance? What? Okay. I mean, I can't exactly talk much trash. We're playing Cephalon Turbo. But it's okay. We have our win con in hand. We have Cephalon. We have Honest. We just have to have Cephalon hit the board.
Yeah, yes, yes. Fingers crossed.
Casual Kiwi, you were totally paying attention for that, weren't you?
Sorry.
No!
I'm,
We.
I'm, I'm still with you. I'm still with you, man.
Why?
I'm slightly behind you. I can't 100% see, like,
I
where
drew the
you're at.
Darlintonia Cobra.
Oh, no.
Why? Dear God.
I think it's kind of good we did go for the double or nothing because we've got enough garnets as it is.
Alright, we're gonna hope to God Snake works out. We're gonna need to draw into a Light Sworn monster.
Scrub tier, what's your thought on like playing like multiple Darlington Cobras? Because Team Chaos raises that point. If we'd been playing two, then we still would be able to get off.
I'm sorry, I'm just flabbergasted by how much of a dick Dueling Book is being right now.
Oh.
I'll get back to your thought in just a moment, but I just top decked the Garnet. What? I'm just gonna show my hand and admit defeat on this one. I'm not even going to. I'm not even gonna honor that with a response. Um, my thing about it is, they're called bricks for a reason, and in Yu-Gi-Oh, you don't really when combo decks, and combo decks are generally the decks that run bricks. And I'm going to put my Endymion up on screen because I'm going to use it as an example as I talk about this little mini lecture.
Okay.
You don't really want to plan for things to go wrong. You know what I'm saying? You want to maximize your deck's ability to go right, not worst case scenario kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Case in point, with this, the dragon monsters in my Endymion build, the only real brick is Darkness Metal. Because at the very worst, Crusadia Draco can summon itself. You can link it off into Saryuja. And then Destrudo helps you go into your is the only way you can go into your Odd Eyes package. So both of those monsters have, multiple uses. And that's what I think you really need to do with your Garnets is make them not dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
To where if you do see them, you have backup plans to use them for, not backup garnets in case you draw your garnet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only time I really want to run multiple garnets is in this spellbook engine that I'm running. I'm running 2 knowledge. Knowledge by itself, if knowledge is the only spellbook card you see, it's dead. But if you're only running 1 knowledge, right? You normal summon your blue boy, search your secret, secret searches your knowledge. So if you've used 1, 2, 3 cards, that still leaves you with 3 more dead cards in your deck. So if you draw any of the 2 other secrets or the 3rd blue boy, that's 3 garnets you've created. So like mathematically, your deck is less bricky if you run 2 knowledge with the rest of the engine versus 1 knowledge with the rest of the engine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you no longer, once you use that first knowledge, if you're only playing 1, you create 3 more dead cards. And that's what I really think in terms of deck building we need to be able to find. And that's why engines like the Predaplant and Brilliant Fusion engines can be kind of, especially with Brilliant Fusion at 1. When Brilliant Fusion was at 3, it was everywhere and it was great. But with you not being able to have multiple uses for your quote-unquote garnets or your bricks, that's what really turns them into dead cards. And that's why me as a player, I generally don't play hand traps because they don't help you when you go first, They help make an already solidified board better, but like, say for instance, the invoked hand trap variant, right? Yeah. If you go first in that deck, what can you really do? All your hand traps are sitting in your hand. You can still use them for fusion material, but you know what I'm saying? But going first or going second in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the modern format is, unless you're playing very specific decks, is not really viable because yourself playing through an Orcus board where you've got 2 Fog Blades, an Orcus Crescendo, a pop from Bardiche, a send off of Dingirsu, a top of whatever hand traps they happen to have in their hand. You're just not going to play through that, not without dedicating your whole hand to breaking that board. So that's kind of where I fall on bricks and garnets and my little deck building theory.
Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I think I have to agree with you as well. Yeah, I think that you can't prepare your deck for like when it all goes wrong. You need to focus on how do you win.
Yeah. You don't want to be like, well, I'm not doing shit right. Time to make a backup plan. That overly complicates an already complicated game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd all play 60 card decks,
Yes.
So that way we could have backup plans to our backup plans to our backup plans. at the end of the day, this is not chess.
Mm.
In chess, you have to have backup plans to your backup plans to your backup plans to you got to have muscles on your eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you got to
I,
have. But it's
I
just
mean,
not that way in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I do like a degree of layering to a deck. I like
Oh
the
yeah.
idea that a deck can recover. I think that is an important stat for a deck to
Oh yeah.
have. Um,
And going back to my Endymion list, because this is my combo deck that I've been playing around with, I can play through like Artifact Scythe because Jackal King can negate stuff.
yeah,
Endymion himself can negate stuff, and that's so I see what you're saying. You got to have, you can't just nail yourself down to one specific playstyle. Like Salamangrates, for instance, that deck loses to Abyss Dweller.
yeah.
Sky Striker dies to Imperial Order. And having those critical weaknesses in your deck, and I'm playing a Pendulum deck. I die to Anti-Spell Fragrance, so I can't talk much.
Yeah.
So Team Chaos Stream wants to have you put me up to a challenge. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to fortunately have to let you guys go. This is officially going on 2 hours. And while I'm having fun, I do have a woman who's feeling probably neglected in there.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm sure Silent was around just before, but she's in another room at the moment. I know how that is, man. I know how that is.
B, she loves that I play Yu-Gi-Oh because it gives me something to do and keeps me out of her hair all the time. But it's just a little bit too much energy that she wants to really put into it. Plus, she's very fiscally responsible, and I like shiny cards.
It's good that she supports your hobby at least, even if it sometimes hurts that credit card.
Oh, don't remind me. Casual Kiwi, I'm going to have to get you to come on stream with me more often. I know it's a little difficult for us to set up our time zones.
Oh, it's been so much fun, man.
I've
And I
genuinely enjoyed
definitely
this.
will have to first you another time when I have like a deck prepared on Dueling Book. Again, I'd have to like move everything over from what I've got set up on YGO Pro, so like that would just carry the stream on even longer. So,
Right.
uh,
One of these
but
days,
it's
on one of my off days, I'm going to sit down and do, several hours of live streams. But it's just today I worked all morning, basically, and I'm just pooped.
yeah. Yeah, see, it's just heading towards midday where I am right now.
Oh, my God. It's
And that's
6:40 at night for me. One last thing that I really want to touch on before I let you go.
mm.
ABC. A Assault Core is back to 3. All the scrubs rejoiced, and then not so much as even a YCS top. What's your theory on why ABC isn't doing as well as we all like it to?
I mean, honestly, I think that Orchest has been kind of a blessing and a curse for ABC at the moment because Orchest is able to do so much, like on its own or with like other engines built into it, that like I guess it's like why would you play ABC or ABC Orchest when you could play Orchest with like a different engine that's not got so many kind of weak
Bricks.
points to it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You ash the Union hanger, and it's pretty much GG.
yeah, and I think that's kind of the thing, isn't it? Is that like ABC is a really solid strategy, but there's just more consistent kind of archetypes out there that it's struggling to compete with or incorporate into in a good way. But I don't think we've seen the last of ABC. I
I
wouldn't be
hope not. I
surprised if we
love
see
ABC, and I just picked up
see
a full
some more
foil
tops.
core, so.
Nice. So I would say, man, like, if you want to break a deck, then ABC is like the place to be looking at because they have so many more options now that they never had access to before.
Dragon Buster is still a fantastic boss monster. It's got spell speed to disruption. Not only is it disruption, it's a banish, which most decks can't even deal with. It can dodge destruction effects and stuff like that. I think the deck is a little too slow, honestly.
Hmm.
That's what I feel like ABC's biggest problem is. That discussion ended a lot sooner than I thought it would.
I mean, I haven't played too much of ABC myself. I had a friend who was like really big into the deck for a while there, when like Ancient Fairy Dragon was still
Oh yeah,
like
that
legal,
card.
and that was wrecking me when I was getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh. Team Castro, I'm probably gonna take a bit of a break after this.
Too much Yu-Gi-Oh makes the brain hurt.
Yeah, I've got examinations coming up in
Oof,
like the coming weeks,
oof,
and this
oof.
this is kind of my last sort of big
Hoorah!
thing I'm going to be doing for a little while. Because I was like, I can't miss Scrub Tears 100 subscriber special.
Well,
Like that is a too important a commitment
I'm
for me
honored.
to miss out on.
Um,
But I'll definitely see if I can organize something in the coming weeks, man. I'd love to duel a few more subscribers and things and other Yugi tubers as well. It's always awesome to
oh yeah, I agree.
meet people like Sir Scrub and stuff, and you as well.
For me,
It,
it's not necessarily about just meeting people personally. I love hanging out with everybody. It's also the fact that on the vast sea of the internet, it is so easy for little guys like us to get lost.
mm,
Um, I love helping people out. I wouldn't be at 100 subscribers right now if it wasn't for the help that I received, not only just from you and from everybody else, but, Carry Nation and Team APS, I got 30 subscribers within a month, and it literally, like, those two guys, I wouldn't be where I am right now without them. And I
I
want to be
mean,
able to pass that on, you know what I'm saying?
we do have such a cool little community, with Yu-Gi-Oh, and like even the the big fish, you would say like Team APS and stuff, like they're not all up on their high horses the
Yeah, they're
whole
not
time,
all bad people.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think that's something really awesome because not a lot of things kind of have that where you can interact so directly with people
I just
who have been at the top of the sort of top of their game.
I want to prove my point just into the analytics of my channel, and you guys probably don't care about this, but this is just to prove what I mean. This is the subscriber analytics whenever it gets up on screen.
Also, SupPain96,
Volcanics
volcanic support.
for the wins.
I'm on board with volcanic support. Let's make it
Sure,
happen.
hell yeah. This is the month of April for my channel. This is about an average month for me. Okay,
Oh,
and
I can see
then
the spikes.
this happened. This is compared to May compared to April, 256%.
Ah, yeah.
You see and I want to be able to pass this
Ah, yeah.
on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's kind of what our job is as content creators. It's our job to boost the community of Yu-Gi-Oh up, but to help each other out. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I want to do. I love doing YouTube. I very much. I've never hidden the fact. I look forward to the day that I can do this as my job. Straight up, I look forward to the day that I can quit working in a restaurant and I can do this 24/7. And I want to help as many people as possible get there because at the end of the day, YouTube is my dream.
Mhm.
I'm not
I
technically
mean,
savvy, but man, I've had so much fun in the last 2 hours just hanging out and chilling and fucking playing cards. You know,
hell yeah.
I, what
You
what
know,
what else could you
I,
ask for in life? You know?
I know, right? And I think I remember a tweet from you quite a while back. I think it was near the start of the year where you were like, by the end of this year, I want to reach like 100
Yeah.
subscribers. And I think you've well and truly exceeded that goal, man. And it's because of all the hard work you've put into your channel, that the content you upload, the enthusiasm you bring to it. It has just brought that community together around you, and that's something very special.
And man, that touches my heart.
Mm.
That touches my heart, Casual Kiwi. You've made me very happy. I appreciate that so much.
So, well, honestly, I think, I wish I had like half of the, just raw enthusiasm and genuineness that you do, man. Like you are the shining light, to my kind of more chaotic uh, setup that I've got over on my channel.
Hey, man. Everybody's got their own style. My favorite thing is what I'm about to do now. I love the intros and the outros. It's you ready to be a part of an outro, Casual Kiwi? You ready to do
Oh,
this?
I'm so down, man.
All right, you guys. So that's all that we've got for this one. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this. Please, for the love of God, go check out my good friend Casual Kiwi. A link to his channel is in the description. There's also a link to my Patreon. If you want to help me out, we can get bigger, do this more. Anyway, that's not important. Most importantly, don't forget, be a scrub.
Be a scrub.
Be a scrub.
Now,
Peace.
me